年前、今和のヒョウが全国の高校を襲撃した事件は無事解決し、生徒たちは今では何事もなかったかのようにまた繰り返しの日常へと戻っていった。しかし今また学園に戦慄が走ろうとしている。学園に何が起こったのか。
我が手に落ちろ。燃えろ。ジャスティス学園。
Welcome to Vidya Obscura, and welcome to the Dreamcast week. The Sega Dreamcast is of course known for a lot of games like Sonic Adventure, Shenmue, Space Channel 5, Crazy Taxi. But have you ever heard of Project Justice, Rival Schools 2? I thought it would be a great way to end off the Dreamcast week with a fighting game, because the Dreamcast is of course known for a wealth of different fighting games. I mean, there's just a ton on it, and especially a lot of really great arcade conversions, like Street Fighter 3, Virtua Fighter, the sorts. But yeah, let's jump right into it. The Dreamcast also has an excellent official fight stick, like the one I'm using right now here. So what other reason to play a fighting game? Let's jump into the story mode. Rival Schools is definitely an early 3D Capcom fighting game that really was really a time when everyone tried to get into making 3D fighting games, and that is definitely felt in the way that it plays and looks. Let's see, it's been 1 year since oh, I didn't read that in time. Oh well, I hope you did. Batsu, Hinata and Kyosuke have graduated to the 2nd grade since rescuing his mother. Batsu has had the time to overcome the stress of changing school. Oh, I didn't read that right. He has finally been able to assimilate into a new school and has even made friends with its class. Okay. Students of Pacific High began to cause trouble, and the event had to end early. Batsu, what's the problem? Intending to find out what's behind the vicious attack, Batsu and his friends began their investigation. Episode 1. This is terrible. Why? I can't believe it. What were those guys at Pacific High thinking? We should pay a visit to Bowman. He may know something. Greetings, Batsu, Ichimonji, and Kyosuke Kagami. What? Who the heck are you? How do you know our names? Hehehe, confused are you? Well, perhaps your friend Daiko Kasama can help. What, Daiko? What are you doing here? Is something wrong? Whoa. So, get straight into the fighting. This, you do select 2 fighters. You do select a main player and then a backup. Just go with him first. But there's no... yeah, let's go with him first. But you don't really switch in characters during the fight. If I remember correctly, at least. So pretty basic. 4 buttons. Heavy and light punches and kicks. What you do have is this. When you press... I didn't hit with it. When you press 2 buttons, you do team-up techniques. And depending on the characters, there are various team-up techniques. Some of them are just attacks, like you saw there, and others, if I can land it. Couldn't. I don't think I have enough bar for it. But as I was trying to say, some of them are just attacks that are simply damaging your opponent, and others are attacks that boost your character, build some bar, and makes you more powerful. Hey, is that the best you can do? Blah blah blah. Shut up! Who on earth are you? Now, no need to be hasty. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each other, assuming you live that long. Wait, what's all that about? And why would Daiko turn on us like that? Something seriously wrong with that guy. I got a really bad vibe from him. I don't think he's kidding though. First Pacific High incident, and now this. What will happen next? This aura? No, it can't be. Really speedy text in this game. Episode 2, Sane Girls High School. So you're saying that someone deliberately made that scuff happen and you had nothing to do with it? The mysterious man you just saw must be involved somehow. I'll go look for him. Okay, we have to cooperate with them. In the meantime, let's conduct it. I'm just gonna stop reading these because there's no way I can read it quickly enough. It's just gonna sound like gibberish. Of course, I'm not recording this under ideal conditions. I'm recording this using composite cables. RGB would of course have been preferable, or VGA. But look at how crisp this game is. I mean, that's. I think that's really the hallmark of all Dreamcast games. I mentioned that yesterday as well. There's just something about the crispness that the games might not have as high a poly count as PlayStation 2 games, but all the edges are so crisp that you could mistake them for being HD remakes. Something you would consider HD remakes, which is usually just things like these that they remove. Let's see if I can get in this one. Oh, didn't hit with it. But I did see it took up 2 bars, so let's see if we can build some bar. Whoop. See, there was a guts building bar. I'll see if I can land something. There we go, that builds my guts up and more bar. Now that I have 5 bar, I should be able to do this. Which are 3 attack buttons for a team-up attack. Does the most damage and expends all your bar. Another thing you can use bar for, of course, you have all sorts of special attacks, like fireballs. But you can also do 2 fireball attacks to pull off most burning Viger attacks, as I call them. Which of course are super moves. And all the special moves in the game are super easy. There are no charge moves. Most of them are just fireball motions. A few dragon punch motions and some half circles. But yeah, generally things are super easy to pull off, and to do super attacks, it's usually just 2 fireball motions and then an attack button. So it's easy, very easy to pick up and play, if you, especially if you played a fighting game before. The combination attack is definitely also a big part of it. Much like Marvel vs. Capcom, you're also able to launch your opponent into the sky and then follow them up with an attack here. Not sure I can quite remember how to do that. I was reading up on the button combinations because it's been a while since I played it, but yeah. So, you know, as I mentioned, the 3D models look super sleek, but this 2D artwork is just so well drawn and such high quality that, I mean, it looks like a modern game, if not for the, you know, for the texture quality and the poly count. And you know, looking at 2D art like this kind of makes you wish that they had gone that direction, making it a 2D fighting game, which of course is Capcom's forte. So there we gotta beat the little tennis girl. Let's go for Hinata as the main player. You might notice she looks very similar to Sakura from Street Fighter. Not entirely coincidental. In the first rival schools, she is a classmate, and Sakura is an unlockable character. She's also in this game, I think, but only in the cutscenes, if I remember correctly. Or is she a playable character? Can't remember. She also plays similarly, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Yep, she got that. She got this. And she got this, I think. So she has... It's not quite the same. Let's see if we can do a combination attack and land it. Now our opponent is not doing it right now, but if you have enough bar, you can call in your own character, pull off your own special attack, and try to counter your opponent's. Completely missed that. Bit sloppy here. That's what I'm talking about. So there I countered her cancellation of my attack. I was able to pull it off. If she had hit me before I hit her, then I just wasted the bar and the special attack wouldn't have been pulled off. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes more sense when you play it. Also wish they made a new one of these. I think it's a super interesting concept to have rival schools, to have it be all these various kind of students with from various sort of activities getting to fights. That guy is a new character for 2. He's a swimmer. Has the most ridiculous attacks. Man, look at this 2D art. It's awesome. I just can't get over how awesome it is. Sorry. Excuse me. Let's go with Kyosuke as the main character here. Oh, just 2 characters, which means I probably can't do the ultimate super. It also does say solo encounter in the middle of the screen, so... I can remember his attacks. Yeah, I can't do team up attacks, but I should be able to do use my bar to do super attacks like that one. Ah, missed with it. Find the fireball. Oh, really messing up now. KO! Well, we can try that again. Lose, continue? Yes.
僕は
Just like that, you're back into the fight.
私を超えてゆけ。
ファイナルラウンドファイト
Got grabbed. How do I do that? Ah, that's like that. Okay. Probably not gonna hit. Oh, it did hit. Ah, he's just grabbing the crap out of me. Oops. Wanna make a fancy finish. Ah, none of us hit. There we go. Burning Viper attack.
一つ覚えってやつだな
Something I really liked about this game is how story heavy it was. I have fond memories of playing the first Rival Schools. Just get past the cutscene here. The Dark Side Students Congress. Dark Side Students. So yeah, I have very fond memories of playing the first one because it had the story mode. See, back in the late 90s, played the first one on PlayStation because I really like fighting games, even though I've never really been very good at them. But back then, my friends only wanted to play Tekken when they were sitting around and smoking weed. So, you know, it was kind of hard to play a fighting game when no one was interested, and it was not like you had any sort of online. So, fighting games, you can only play them by yourself for so long, because, you know, just arcade mode and stuff. But since this has had a story mode for the various characters, it was actually really a great way to have some. Whoa! It took all my health. Ah! It took all my health again. So it's actually really great to have a game to be able, fighting game to be able to play on your own. Because there wasn't a story to kind of get invested in, called Tekken and then Street Fighter Alpha, which I also played at the time. of course, just had ending cutscenes, and it was nice to complete the game just to watch that. But having something more progressive like this is great. That voice, it can't be! That's right, American exchange students are here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. Roy! Let's actually pick Tiffany as the main character and then Roy as partner. And Hinata third character. So yeah, no character change switch up like Marvel vs. Capcom. But your support attacks depend on the kind of partner you selected. Now that's the most American character in a fighting game. He's literally wearing a flag, even though I did pick a different color for her. It's usually blue, as you saw in the cutscene. I can't even remember her attacks. I can actually hit with my... Nope, that didn't hit. Does that hit? Yep, team up attack. Ah! And there, she cancelled my attack by calling in her own attack, and nothing can beat American boxing! Or can it? Ah. I think I'm gonna lose this round. Too bad. But let's get back for America. These days, there are a lot of ways to play fighting games. There are online multiplayer and all of them. Always someone to play with. And there are even some of them who do have very elaborate story modes. The new Mortal Kombat game, for instance, really like that because of its story mode. Oh, that didn't hit. Does that hit? It's time to hit her. Guts up! Let's see if I have enough bar to pull off this one. There. And then he's finished. But yeah, new Mortal Kombat, great story mode. Blast Blue also has a good long story mode with branching paths. That's a bit too heavy for me. I really tried to get into the new Persona Arena game, but I don't know, it has too many status attacks. Like poison and reverse controls, and it's a bit weird, but it's definitely the go-to anime fighter. Kind of like things that are a little more simple in the controls, easy to get into. Something like this that are just quarter circles and half circles. Something that just plays on the chords of Street Fighter 2. This is unfortunate that he could not handle his ambition. Brother, why are you here? Yeah. Final episode, Justice High School. He's here, this way. And now he's all charged up. The plot thickens. Who should we pick? I think I'm gonna pick Tiffany again. Let's see if I can get the correct color scheme for her. So she looks more American. Kyosuke and let's pick Roy. Why not? Let's see if she's blue this time around. Nope, green again. That's not very American.
Final round! Fight!
Already. With the charge attacks. But now he doesn't have any. The cool thing is that he doesn't have any bars, so it's really he doesn't have any partners. So it's really easy to do team up attacks on him. And rely on the power of friendship to beat the final boss. That doesn't mean he isn't powerful, of course. Whoops. Oops. He was too quick.
Continue!
Never give up.
Final round! Fight!
Now the Japanese version of this game also has is it this game or is it the first game? I don't remember. I think it might be this game. It has like an extra disc where you can create your own character. Well, there is some default looking characters, but basically you go around and try to make friends. Make friends with other characters in the game. It's sort of like a board game thing. And as you make friends with them, you gain their attacks, their special attacks, and their moves and stats. Hit. There we go. A knockout finish. But I think that was too much Japanese in that, so they skipped that disc for localizing the game in the West. Which is a shame, because that would be another good reason to play the single player. Get the ending pictures. And again, super crisp artwork. What a time to take a picture for the newspaper. So there you get some nice end credits with some of the characters working out a bit, training. Again, the 3D as well as the 2D graphics are. The 3D graphics super crisp looking because of the way the Dreamcast handles edges and stuff. And she hurt herself. Presented by Capcom.
Game over!
Game over, yeah! Check out the story modes for some of the others. There are also other things in this training battle where you can just practice your combo special moves. Round robin tournament from 2 to 6 teams. Great way to play with others, other than of course versus. Tournament battle. Top of the hill style competition among 8 teams. The last surviving team wins. Play a story mode. I want to play all the teams that have very interesting characters. You get, of course, the main characters. You get the sports team, the kind of bit exchange school photo students, delinquents, the teachers, and of course the other badass female, all-female school. We're gonna play as them. It's the same couple of intro screens here. So yeah, the girl with the motorcycle helmet, she faked. She pretended to be a boy in the first game, Akira, always wearing a motorcycle helmet. I don't know how well it worked in class though, but it was because she was trying to find her brother Daigo. So Saki is a real school badass. Check out Yurika. She's very interesting because she's a violin-using character. So she shoots musical notes and stuff.
一曲ご所望かしら？与えてやろうってのかい？
It's very interesting to have characters that doesn't look like a reasonable fighting game character, because she's has attacks like these. There's also that launcher attack I mentioned. Feel the power of music. That's anti-air. See if we can hit with it. Nope.
これがあなたに送るレクイエムです。
I've set the game down to one round, just to, by default, you know, it's best out of 3, but I've set it down to just one round, so we can get through it fast, show you off more of the game. That's the evil Batsu. It was for this. Zip. Oh, it was a punch. How dare you punch a woman? Let's check out our new character, Saki. Use Akira as backup. Try either Akira in the next round. But there's Saki. She's a real biker chick. She has a chain she swings around.
あたいとやろうってのかい？
目障りなんだよ。ファイナルラウンド、ファイト。
Like that. You can kind of charge it, or rather hold it down to walk right into that one. Nah, gotta team up tennis attack. Too bad. Of course, all her attacks are a bit slow to launch. Since you gotta get the chain out first, but once you do, it does a lot of damage.
怪我する前に帰りな。
Something interesting about the first game for the PlayStation is there are some unlockable minigames. Including a massage minigame where you use, since DualShock controllers were pretty new at the time, there's a massage minigame where the school nurse, the controller will vibrate. She tells you to put the controller on your shoulder, then she'll do massaging motions. That's the school nurse that we are facing now. She's one of those characters there. The only lady on that team over there. Let's check out Akira. Use Saki as partner 1. Partner A, rather. Kyoko is the school nurse name.
しっかりしなきゃ。行くよ。
自分が眩しいぜ。 Final round! Fight!
Even if they don't doing a sequel, I think they should put this out digitally at online multiplayer or something. That would look even greater. Missed that one. Don't know what I was trying to do there. Guts up. I should be able to do a ultra team attack. If I can land it. There. I don't know if I can... Ah, yeah. I can turn that leap attack into a kick. Some sort of overhead attack. That's easy. Let's go. Let me help heal you first. Eureka doesn't feel so good. More Saki's weird friends. Proper all-girl school right there. All-girl school of badassery. Check out one of the other characters here, Edge and Gan. Use those as partner B. This used to be the original, if I remember correctly, the original team from the first game, from the first rival schools. You know he's delinquent because he's got his hands in his pockets. That's pretty rude. Oh, that missed. And now I don't have enough bar to do anything other than this. So I just need one more hit in. There we go. Wild Daigo is down.
いい格好だぜ。
He's up to no good. So brother, the mastermind. You're wrong. As your sister, I'll stop you even if I must sacrifice my life. Selfish idiot. And no respect for blood relation. Go with Akira again. She feels the most bread and butter with fireballs and kick attacks and things like that.
しっかりしなきゃ。行くよ。
苦しむ暇など与えるか。
ファイナルラウンドファイ
我がしもべよ。
Nope. That's not a way to do it. Didn't hit either. Does a lot of damage. Build some guts up. Enough for a 3-person finisher. We hit with it. There we go. Right in the spine. I'm embarrassed. Power of friendship. We must put an end to this uproar. You'll need this zip. Oh, it's a motorcycle helmet. There's someone there. It's Kuro. It's already been defeated. Or killed, rather. Could that be awakened? Zip. Oh, it's an evil spirit. Never mind. We've got to try. Let's take P. Akira, the helmeted Akira, and go with Saki as partner A. Powered Akira. Now what it stands for? Now I think they just have the same special attacks. It's been a while since I've played it.
Final round. Fight!
And I don't think she has a separate entry in the manual. So yeah, whoops, he hit me out of my special attack. Or my special team-up attack. I gotta build some bar again. If I can. There, that's some real badassery. Should probably get some guts up if I can pull that off before I die. Nope. Well, it's not like I can't try again.
Continue!
Never surrender.
目障りだ死ね
Final round. Fight!
There. I'm full up. I just gotta whittle his health down a little bit. So I can do a party finisher. And hopefully hit with it. Before he kills me. Which might be easier said than done. Let's just hit him back. Use this one again. Is that enough? Not quite. It all comes down to this. Nothing like a sweep kick to finish off the final boss. Retractable bike helmet visor. What nice detail. As raging flames wrapped around the Justice High building, Hugh Imawano disappeared together with his ambition and his father's hatred. Kuro Kurishima, who had been severely hurt by Hugh's sword, became unconscious and was sent to a hospital. 4 days later, a nurse found nothing but an empty bed in Kuro's hospital room. And 2 weeks have passed since that incident at Justice High. Yurika has been absent since then. I wonder if she's okay. Worry about everything, Akira. Relax. What's wrong with that? It's only natural. Don't you worry about her, Saki? I don't know. It's her problem after all. It was the path she chose. No one should criticize her saying it was a wrong path. You're so adult, Saki. You know, I had some experience. Zip. How about a bet? Do you think she's coming back to school again? Of course she will. Yurika will surely come back. I believe in her. Oh, I guess I can't bet then. Look over there. Oh, she's come back just as I expected, Eureka. Doesn't matter which path you take, what matters is how long you can hang on. Something, but Eureka came back and that was you, karaoke. First like, let's go look at all the gentlemen that sings to them. Welcome back, I've been away for you. Hi, I'm home. Gotta read fast to keep up with the text box. And there, what a lovely ending. Project Justice. And it's her working out again. I think she's class her... No, she's wearing PE outfit, but I think she's just class represents... Class rep. That's her role, at least.
Game over!
Why not try another battle here? Let's go through the story mode again here. And this time I think I am going to pick... the sports team. It's been 1 year, blah blah blah. Shumanato and Roberto have graduated to the 2nd grade. Nakura and Shuchi have entered the newly established Gorin University. Like a sports university, maybe? Weird guys chasing me. I'll help you. It's Evil Batsu. I won't tolerate a bully. I'm gonna pick Natsu, she's probably my favorite character. I like her style, I like the idea like a volleyball player. A volleyball player is able to fight using smashes and the likes.
目障りなんだよ。
Final round! Fight!
So yeah, she can also do it in the air. If I can. Actually do it, there we did. Didn't actually hit though. Oh, cancelled me out of it, did he? Do this volleyball smash. That's the air combo system I mentioned before. Whoops. Where you press diagonally forward to launch them and then jump up to follow them and hit them in the air. Very Marvel vs. Capcom like. How dare you stand against me? I'll make you pay for this. What did you say? Hey, wait up, you creep! No, please don't leave me. Huh? Where? Wah! She's Wario. Wah! now she's clinging on to Shoma. Of course, but I already know that Momo is undoubtedly evil. Ooh, the oldest trick to bait teenagers. She's like half his age. That means they get into a fight. And now we got a choice to pick sides here. Now this is a great chance to test out Momo, but I really also want to play Roberto. Maybe we'll probably get back to him at the end, since she is the villain. Now let's play Momo. Her thing is, of course, as you already saw, that she's a tennis girl. So she got a lot of great attacks. That involves flinging tennis balls at your opponent.
Final round! Fight!
This one is especially effective, since you can get quite a lot of hits in with it. Especially if I could have done the super version, but I couldn't.
Victory!
Scoundrel playing them out against each other. Old friends. I was so scared. She's playing him like a damn fiddle. That's the chairperson. Chairperson. She doesn't even have a name. She's just chairperson, is she? Let's play as Shoma this time around. Using his baseball techniques. Japan's favorite pastime, as they say. Seriously, I think it's their national sport or something. Just like America. Well, maybe sumo wrestling is the national sport, but baseball is definitely huge over there. 30 love. Home run. Home run throw. Do I have a bat attack? Something? No, didn't think so. Just a home run throw. There we go. Just spin into the base. Also rotate the camera around after winning. If you want to look at the character a bit. Tell Batsu I won't forgive him. Show me you're so cool. And you're so simple-minded too, that makes things much easier for me. If you guys stop snooping around, you'll just make trouble. She's quite an evil little girl. Embarkment on the Yamato River. Ron Hibiki is of the photo club. You're all crazy. Play Momo again.
Final round! Fight!
I was pretty sure you can do a super version of this. But maybe I'm missing something. Home run! No? I'm just trying to do weird attacks too much here. For my own defeat. Got defeated by his spinning knuckle attack.
Continue!
Let's try again.
Final round! Fight!
Ah, that did. There, I countered their attack. Now it's time to exploit some cheap super attacks. Really getting a few good attacks in with those launches. But you just got served. Finally realizes she played him like a damn fiddle. And knocked him out. That's usually the most tricky of them. The ones who look innocent. Mountain area. The Darkside Student Congress of Justice High. Darkside Student Congress? Shoma. Let's show them how strong our bond is. Here we go. Right, I kind of wanted to play as Roberto, but I also really want to play as Nagare because he's ridiculous. Let's play him. Roberto and Natsu as team-up partners. We shall use the power of swimming to defeat our enemy.
Final round!
Look at that legs kick. The kicking legs of swimming and diving of champions. Oh, didn't hit with that one. We hit with this one? Yes. Some guts up. There we go. Comes the ultimate party up technique. Turn into a wheel and pose. There, we used CPR to defeat him. This guy is fantastic. fool. Immediately shifting blame. Is your blood red or what? Final episode. John Cena I am John Cena I am is in the chat and says this was an epic console. Absolutely. Sega Dreamcast is fantastic. Especially if you like arcade games. Quite the end of the arcade game era, but just some tons of great games for it. Get down! That's all powered up. Might be a chance to play as Roberto. So you can see what he looks like in combat. Of course, uses the power of what I would call football, but what America and Japan calls soccer. Momo, will you lend us your power? You got it. Even she bowed under for the power of friendship. I am reluctant, but have to welcome you. Such a full team now. Can we transform into a huge robot and defeat him? Guess not. Just have to settle on fighting him in one-on-one. Gonna pick Roberto, Momo, Natsu as backup. I kinda wanted to pick Nagara as backup now. Oh well. We'll use the power of soccer to defeat him.
目障りだ。死ね。
ファイナルラウンドファ
Whoop. He hit me right in the specials. Guts up. And into party up technique. Kick a football in his head to defeat him. Yeah! Can't beat a bowler. As Raging Flames wrapped around Justice High building, Fuyuimawa disappeared together with his ambition and his father's hatred. almost ruining things again. Shop and say some things. Poor Natsu. Please be my dear. No thanks. Will you please stop hanging around me? Poor Natsu. As I said, I think she's the coolest character in the game. To get her working out again. Let's check out one final story round. This time I'll play as the faculty. The teachers. The teen teachers. Which is, of course, Justice High School faculty staff. It's been a year since Hunji, blah 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 blah. Life returned to everyone. Now, thanks to effort from school president Raisho Imamano, Justice has been recovered from confusion that has regained its place as the super elite school. It was a super elite school. In the first game, I think they had a teacher, the principal of the school. He tried to brainwash all students in Japan and turn them into obedient super soldiers. So that's when the students rose up to defeat him. And even this team of teachers, once they found out what was going on. I think the principal was also the grandfather of Batsu or something. I have a date at this time of the day? Sorry to bother you, but you two chumps have to fight with us. You're Gato High students. What's this all about? Finish them! No, this doesn't look good. Let's say that again. It's time to beat some discipline into school delinquents. We'll play as Kyoko first. It's of course the school nurse. Health of all the students is her prerogative.
診察してあげるわ。
逃げんなよ。
ファイナルラウンドファイト
And if I remember correctly, she has some great list with that one. Some of her special attacks are grabs like that. Whoops. Almost got hit with that one. Ah, it didn't hit. Oh yeah, she has this attack and then that kind of counters attacks, if I remember correctly. See if I can pull it off. No? There, like that. So, being the school nurse, she knows a lot of chiropractic techniques to break people's backs and stuff like that.
全治3ヶ月聞いてこかしら。
Let's call it a draw for now. Not quite. could it be? We need to find out more. Here's the deal, taking our president and the sudden change to Daigo Kasama's personality. I want to suspect you, but you will not be allowed to repeat last year's tragedy. What are you saying? How can you talk about your father-in-law like that? He's the gym teacher. Also a very cool character. Let's bless him actually. Use Hideo's backup 1. And Kyoko as backup 2. Or partner B. I don't know why I'm using different terms all the time for it.
自分が眩しいぜ。
死に急ぐか？
ファイナルラウンド、ファイト。
There! I'll beat some school spirit into you. Whoops. Not what I meant to do. There, some life up. Through a lovely massage. Let's see the other team up. There we go. It's got a good old fireball. Fireball and Dragon Punch. These badass sideburns. Really cool. Okay, I believe you. After we beat him up. Whatever. Teachers don't believe the students at all. He's playing them like a damn fiddle. Fine, I can't live to his students, you know. What's that? Hey you, what happened? Otto and his friends had some fight with these unknown girl students. What? Those idiots! And where are those girl students now? There, so you're the ones who got into a fight inside Taiyo High, aren't you? That's not true, it was a simple misunderstanding. You teachers never listen to us and only judge us. That's right. This is none of your business, beat it. That's not how you should speak to the elders. Watch your mouth. Homeroom teacher, Hideo will show you the true meaning of pain and homework. The pain of homework. The most badass teacher.
Final round, fight!
It's all fireballs and dragon punches, if I remember correctly. Yep. Oh, that didn't hit. get some life up. Second hit.
おっと惜しい2プラトンが失われるしっかりしなさい
He also has... Yeah, he also has... He's just like Ken or Ryu. We got the Super Dragon, Super Fireball, and the Kuma double fireballs in there. Or the ability to do double Akuma fireballs in there.
もう無茶はできませんな。
Now he's embarrassed for some reason. For a place where the Gato High students hang out, he might be there. Okay then, I'll find someone from Gato High and find out what order he has given. And there were those runes, I'll patch it off for you. Teachers continue investigating, blah blah blah. Said, take care, Kyoko. So she stays back. And then we move on. Hayato and Hideo. Batsu. Hayato has already called it. Don't be stupid, I've never seen you before. Reveal yourself already, you fake. Play as him again then. Seems like the smartest.
自分が眩しいぜ。目障りなんだよ。
ファイナルラウンドファイト
Got max up. Doesn't matter, just have one partner, so I can't do ultras. Can't even do co-op attacks, so we gotta expend it all on Burning Viper attacks. More push-ups, you delinquent. There. Do more push-ups next time. Battle size burns into the soul of anyone they see. I can't let you go. How tragic! No, it can't be! So, they kidnapped her. And crucified her as well. This is cruel. So Hayato against Vatsu.
自分が眩しいぜ
I'll beat him up again
目障りなんだよ
as many times as it takes.
ファイナルラウンドファイ10 seconds left 5 seconds 4 3 2 Time over
順調だぜ
That was a pretty quick round. Just 10 seconds. There's probably a reason for that. So they can cut into some more story. Haha! Kirishima. Yeah, that's the president of the school. Yes, defeated. What are you bubbling about? Fight like a man, come on. Okay, yes, Kyoko again. Show them the true strength of the school nurse.
苦しむ暇など与えるか
ファイナルラウンドファイ
行くわよ
Ah, missed that.
いらっしゃい
See, now I have a chance to do a counter.
いいかしらさあ仲間のピンチをあーっとツープラトン返しはしないで
So as you can see, the game gets very busy once you get counters up. I don't know what that attack is supposed to be. Grabs him out of it. Well, looks like he won this round. I'll get him back.
この力我ながらに恐ろしい
Continue
今日やらないでいつや
診察してあげるわ
苦しむ暇など与えるか
ファイナルラウンドファイ
さあ仲間のピンチを救うお見事ツープラトンを返した
He hit me out of it. Too bad. I was hoping to. have enough. Oh, I do have enough bar to.
スープラトンも返した
It only takes 1 bar to try and cancel one enemy's team up attack. See if I can pull it off this time. There, beat some discipline up. Some fireballs. Thank you.
大丈夫なの
They made it sneaky enough so you can't look up their skirt if that's what you want. Camera doesn't move around that much. I thought you had surrendered to my magic. How come? You're a fool to believe you can control me with that weak magic. You're pathetic. Hold it right there. I won't let you guys do that foolish stuff in front of me. You will be judged by the law. I won't allow unnecessary violence. Fools! Final episode. This is beyond human ability. Give me a hand, you two. I won't abandon him. Because we are his teachers. Teachers are worthless if they abandon their own students. Alright, let's do it. Big video for that.
言葉でわからぬのなら
目障りだ。死ね。
ファイナルラウンドファイト
Just going straight into the special attacks. Oh, that's not the way to do it. Spam some fireballs, see if we can't pull off the team up attack. There we go, and just got a hit with it. Yeah, party up technique.
俺も勉強だ
ファイ
大丈夫だ手加減はしておいた
Of course we get the same ending. Well, part of the same ending. But Kuro has disappeared from the hospital. I wonder what he's up to. And where's Hugh? We couldn't find him. Couldn't be helped in the craziness. We should consider ourselves lucky to have come back unharmed. That is true. I thought it was all over for us back there. Never stopped searching for Hugh until the last minute. Please don't mention it. I just did what I was supposed to do as a teacher. What is he so upset about? Kyogo's tender care should heal him back soon. It's important that Hideo to get better soon. Huh? What does that mean? You know what it means, Hideo. I envy you, you lucky man. I'll take extra effort to rebuild Justice High. From Sassis, I need your help. It's about time we went through with our promise from 1 year ago. You mean you would marry? Congratulations! Any person should have at least 1 or 2 happy events in their life. Ha ha ha! Project Justice. What a fantastic fighting game. But yeah, that was also the final game of the Dreamcast week. I want to thank you for stopping by and following my efforts throughout the week playing Dreamcast games. It was a lot of very interesting and awesome Dreamcast games, and it is a system that is well worth picking up because it simply has so much great software for it. So yeah, I'll be back with more Vidya Obscura games, more weird games. I did promise we'll get back to sort of Berserk for the Dreamcast probably later during the week. And after that we might start to look into some PlayStation 2 games. Anyway, as always, I'm gonna put a replay of this up on my YouTube channel. So you can click the link below the screen to get to that. And you can also follow me here to get notified when I go live. And check back for more interesting and weird games. Hey, it doesn't have to be all League of Legends on Twitch, you know? Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Take care, and see you soon again.